What's going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, Simply Pops here, and this is the brand new Nintendo Switch OLED. Let's get right into it. Now, this was supposed to be the anticipated, long-rumored, the Nintendo Switch Pro or the Super Nintendo Switch, but unfortunately, we got a very minor upgrade to the Switch lineup. Now, this isn't replacing the original Switch. This is the high-end premium model. This is going to run you $350, and the regular Switch is going to run you $299, still keeping that price tag. And of course, we have the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is costing you just $199, so $200 there. Now, what's exactly new with the OLED Switch? Hence the name, OLED. So we finally have an OLED display on the Nintendo Switch, and the screen is even bigger, coming from a 6.2 inch to a 7-inch display. And now let me tell you guys, it makes a big difference. Going away of the bezels, everything now is edge to edge pretty much. It still remains at 720p, just like the original Switch. That OLED makes up for it. The colors are vibrant, rich, and you have those inky blacks, and it's literally a day and night difference. If you love to play your Switch handheld, you're gonna appreciate this upgrade hands down. OLED is one of those technologies where it's hard for you to go back to a regular LCD display. This one here is no exception. All the games look nice and vibrant, colorful, just looks more fun to play. And I highly encourage you guys to visit a store or a Power of Friends Switch and see it for yourself. And to top that off, the speakers has been enhancing the gameplay experience even further. And since the bezels are so thin, Nintendo had to rearrange the audio so slightly to the bottom, but not exactly quite. One of the things that's absolutely annoying with the original Switch, that kickstand was just absolute garbage, but Nintendo improved it on the OLED model. So this is significantly improved. The kickstand is much more wider, much more sturdier, and much more flexible. So I can lay it all the way down to the ground, but it's still standing up. This is just gonna overall improve the experience on tabletop mode. Now inside the kickstand, that's where you're gonna find your SD card to expand the Nintendo Switch memory. Now the storage has been bumped up to 64, coming from 32 gigabytes. Still not enough. I highly encourage you guys to pick up a micro SD card. I'll throw a link in the description to the one that I recommend. And I also made a video on how to upgrade your Nintendo Switch storage. And 4 years later, that video is still extremely helpful to this day. And the Nintendo Switch branding on the back has been relocated to the bottom with the wide kickstand. This makes a lot more sense because, well, once you prop up your Switch, you can still see the logo. The buttons has been a little bit tweaked, such as like that power button is no longer a circular button. It's a little bit more wider, easier to press. The volume buttons are a little bit more skinnier, and the vents I noticed has been redesigned. Now, some people probably forgot all about this, but the battery has been improved. If you're coming from the original Switch, you're gonna see a big battery improvement. So the original Switch, while playing handheld, you can get about 2.5 to 6.5 hours of gameplay. With the OLED Switch, you can squeeze up to 4 to 9 hours, a whopping 9 hours of playing your Switch. So that's just something to keep in mind of. The battery life is gonna be significantly improved if you're coming from the original Switch. Now I want to quickly talk about the Joy-Cons. Now you guys can see you have a brand new white color, which, fun fact, Nintendo doesn't sell separately, so you have to get the OLED Switch in order to get the white Joy-Cons. Now I'm sure you can search on eBay, maybe some people are selling their white Joy-Cons for arm and a leg, basically a kidney. Joy-Con drift is still a thing. The white Joy-Cons will work with the old Switch, and even if you put the old Joy-Cons on the new Switch, that will also work. The new dock will work with the old Switch. So everything is compatible. There's nothing that's gonna be incompatible with one another. Everything is exactly gonna work the same. Now, if you go with the neon OLED, you're still gonna get the black dock, but it's still the redesign. This new dock looks gorgeous. I love the way the new dock is more rounder. I have an Ethernet cable on the back, so no need to purchase a USB to Ethernet dongle. But Nintendo kind of added that in a little too late because I already purchased one. But nonetheless, it is still nice to have Ethernet on the dock. Now, if you want to play Ethernet on the handheld, you got to connect it through the Type-C port on the bottom. But why would you want to even do that anyway? You still have your HDMI out, and you still have the same exact AC power adapter, which by the way is exactly the same. So from the original Switch, it's going to work with the OLED, so you don't need no special power adapter here. Now, the door comes off entirely. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing because people might lose the back of the Switch. Now, I appreciate the Switch logo being smaller and embossed. Now, the only way you can see it is if the light hits it, but from a distance, you're not seeing that Switch logo. I just really love the all white. Everything just matches perfectly. Everything is all white and nice and clean too. Now, there's a secret feature. The brand new Nintendo Switch dock can output 4K 60. This is according to a teardown. Everything in this room is 4K. My monitor is 4K. My TV is 4K. My PS5 4K. You guys get the idea. So having the Switch being limited to 1080p is quite unfortunate. Nonetheless, we gotta wait and see what Nintendo is gonna do. Another thing that's weird, a screen protector is pre-installed. There's a screen protector already built in, so do not remove that screen protector. You don't want to mess up your screen. The screen protector is an anti-shattering film. So God forbid if you drop your Switch, the glass is not gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be cracked. Yes, it's not crack resistant, but it's not gonna be flying all over the place. So in case you guys didn't know, the original Switch and the Switch Lite, it features a plastic screen. The OLED Switch now, the big boy, it has a glass screen now. So Nintendo had to add in this film. Now, yes, you can still add in a screen protector to protect the anti-shattering film. Now, to answer the main question, who is the Nintendo Switch for? Well, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch now, certainly, absolutely, you're going to love this Nintendo Switch, especially with that screen. The TV mode, you could play with your friends. Nintendo is always good for that. If getting everybody together, you know, maybe a date night, whatever the case may be, you're going to have fun. You're going to have a good time playing Mario Kart, Super Smash. If you have a Nintendo Switch Lite right now, this is going to be an upgrade because, well, you can experience TV mode. So as you know, with the Nintendo Switch Lite, you can't even dock it up to the TV. With the OLED, of course, you can dock it up to your TV. Plus, you have those refinements to the handhelds. So yeah, I will upgrade if you have the Nintendo Switch Lite. Now, if you have the OG Switch, depends. If you dock up your Switch to the TV, literally it's not going to be any improvements there. But if you play a lot of handheld, you're going to notice those differences right away. But I wouldn't say it's enough to spend the $350 just to get a better screen. Unless if you can sell your OG Switch and the price will be pretty much discounted at that point. So essentially, the Nintendo Switch OLED is the ultimate Nintendo Switch Lite. It's not a Lite, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. It's the ultimate Switch. You have the best of everything. So no processor boost, no 4K, especially now with the games getting more demanding than ever before. But I think they're going to save all of that for the next generation of Switch or the next generation of the Nintendo console. That concludes my review. I hope you guys found this one helpful, or if you enjoyed it, I appreciate with a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think. And other than that, your boy Pops, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.